long time you overlooked your human needs for social intimacy, physical intimacy, connection. You overlooked these parts of yourself because why? Because when you tried to seek out that connection, you were neglected, overlooked, and you were left feeling confused. I talked about the feeling of cringe, like when you think back to yourself in third person in a social situation and you just cringe. Like I dealt a lot with that feeling of cringe. Another feeling that I have not talked about is the feeling of confusion. That's maybe one of the worst. You have to think of yourself as a tribal animal when you are a part of the human species, whether you like it or not. Imagine you're a tribal animal and your pact, your tribe, overlooked, neglected, and gaslit you your whole life. So what do? You try to survive on your own, but you can't because it doesn't work like that. Or when you do, you're trying so hard to preserve your peace, but you're living a life that's much more difficult than everybody else, much more difficult than other members of the tribe. Other members of the tribe, they can just rely on each other to get the food, get the resources, get that connection, get that intimacy. They have each other for that. But you lost trust for members of the tribe. So you don't feel comfortable. You don't feel safe around other human beings. So no, you're not crazy for avoiding women, for self-isolating, for social anxiety. You're not crazy for any of this because you have very good, deep reasons to lose trust for these members of the tribe that hurt you, that overlooked you. But what you're not realizing is because you have walked away from the tribe and have given up because you don't feel safe around them, that what you're doing now, living alone by yourself, surviving by yourself out in the wilderness for the sake of self-preservation, what you're not realizing now is that the way of life that you're currently conducting is horrible. It's hard. It's difficult. It feels like you're dead. You don't truly feel alive as a human being when you're not getting your social intimacy needs met. You feel dead inside to a certain extent, but you may not even realize this because your nervous system has gotten so used to this. However, when you go back to interact with the members of the tribe, what does that do for you? It causes emotional dysregulation. Out of self-preservation, you have in turn learned, your nervous system, your body, your heart, mind, and soul has in turn learned to emotionally regulate itself only when it's by itself. I only feel emotionally regulated, Amanda, when I'm by myself. That's when I have my peace. But when I'm not by myself, when I'm trying to talk to a woman and I get confused because it's not working how it should or how I thought, this causes such great emotional dysregulation. Like, Amanda, I'm gonna stay in self-preservation and I'm gonna regulate my emotions by yourself. But that's the juxtaposition here, because it's such a catch-22. It's such a rock in a hard place, because the issue is that you don't feel emotionally regulated around other people, so you need to be by yourself in order to self-regulate. However, in order to truly survive and thrive and live a happy life, you have to have your emotional and intimacy needs met by other people. So what does that do? It's so painful. You guys, with your anxious attachment wounds or your avoidant attachment wounds and your fight, flight, or freeze, all of this, you don't realize how hard this actually is. You don't realize the pain inside of you when you're a human being, you're a social animal, you need other people to survive, and you can't feel safe around the very thing that you need to survive. It's like if someone felt unsafe eating food, or was like allergic to everything. It just sucks. It sucks. It sucks. So you're not at all crazy for needing alone time, needing peace, wanting to be by yourself. You're not crazy for any of this. However, there comes a point where you have to look in the mirror and you have to say, you know what? I only get one life. And as painful as this social crap is, especially in this modern era and society, as painful as it is, I'm depriving myself of an entire life. I'm depriving myself of a woman loving me because you guys aren't unlovable, but you guys are hurt. Respectedly so. Surviving by yourself in between a rock and a hard place, not knowing what to do. Going with other people is a threat to your survival, but being alone is just so gosh dang difficult past a certain point. Ooh, you guys have the protection guardian coming through. Drop your shields. Remember, when you lose trust for other members of the tribe, you're going to develop a protection shield. You may have encountered shame or embarrassment in your past, but this is not your present. Angels are drawing close at this time to help you move beyond limiting thoughts, emotions, and patterns that are making you feel unsafe. Know that angelic protection is swirling around you at this moment and will help you move forward in a more fearless way. Call upon your guides for help in changing your time. You are stronger than you think, and your angels and ancestor guides are here to help you realize this now. One social step at a time. One connection at a time. You're rebuilding trust. And with that being said, I will see you guys in a future YouTube video.